Hey everybody, it's Never, and I know it's been like a billion years or something since I made a video, and I wanted to tell you the big amazing secret why that has taken so long. Except there isn't a big amazing secret, it's actually a pretty boring reason. I've just been busy with stuff in real life that is more important. So that's kind of why I've got some stuff to say now, so I'm making a quick video just to get the thoughts out there. I wanted to talk about Battle for Azeroth and my thoughts and feelings about it real quick, because I realize that everybody's done this, and my thoughts and feelings are probably not very original on it. So, Battle for Azeroth is a whole lot like Warlords of Draenor, where there are a lot of things I like about it, but there are a few things that I don't, and the unfortunate thing is that the things that I don't like about it are really in my face all the time. So things that I don't like is, I don't like the Azeroth system very much. I think that it's just kind of a crappy reimagination of the artifact weapon system, and in fact, I just want the artifact weapons back. If I could snap my fingers like Thanos, I would get rid of flying and bring back artifact weapons, and we'd keep artifact weapons forever. Because if there's, well, I mean, the argument is like, but there's only one weapon type, blah blah blah. Well, no, we've seen that they can change that, so they could just keep releasing more weapon types over time and let us transmog them, blah 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 blah. Let us even climb up the same trait tree again every expansion. I don't care. I thought that system was really fun, because it means that your most important item, which is your weapon, is always at least halfway decent. So I really liked artifact weapons. I'd be happy to see them return. I don't care about this. I don't care about this thing at all. I have no emotional connection to this, because the only thing that I think of when I see this is memes, where it's Magni Bronzebeard going,
"Oi laddie, some jalopy's been huffing Azeroth from me private stash. Give me a credit card number so I can hire someone to break his kneecaps, you weapon."
And that's hilarious, but it doesn't really do a whole lot to compel me for gameplay. I forget about this thing every time I log in, and then oh yeah, I've got that thing. Okay, whatever. I mean, it's a pretty decent item level, but it doesn't do anything except make it so that these work. And these are frustrating because it's like carrot on a stick, only the carrot is constantly moving away from you, and that's obnoxious. I already chased gear in the first place, now I've got to get gear and then wait to unlock it, so I don't even know if it's actually better or not. That's no fun. So I don't like the Azeroth system at all. But it's not the worst thing ever. It's just, okay, it's kind of there. And that's the other problem with it, is I don't care about it. I cared about my artifact weapons a lot, and it's hard to go back from that. The other thing that I'm not really fond of is, I like the zones. I really do. I think that they look amazing. I think that there's a lot of really great lore. This was the first expansion where I forced myself to go through and read all the quest text for every zone, and it was an amazing experience. I wish so much that I had done that in the past. Because it was pretty awesome. But the problem is, if you look at the map here, I feel like this is actually just this, and this, and this, and this, and that. It feels way more claustrophobic than it actually is. This feels really open and nice, but I don't think the zones are quite as cool as these. The other problem is that they are separated, and that makes it feel smaller. And that's one of my biggest problems with World of Warcraft in general lately, is that there are so many things that are making the game feel small. I mentioned flying before, and I'm not even kidding about that. If I could get rid of flying, I would do it. And it's super convenient, and I use it all the time, and I would really miss being able to just go into bird form and take off. But if I could do whatever I wanted, I would make it so that flying is only usable in certain zones, or is only usable for a short amount of time on a long cooldown. Something to severely restrict it so that it is a rare thing. Because I look at people running around on the ground here and doing their thing, that brings back a lot of the feeling of immersion and of a living world that the game used to have. And we're going farther and farther from that, and it's frustrating. And the only thing I can think of is getting rid of flying. But I don't think that they'll ever do that, unless it's something like War Mode, where you turn flying off and you get some sort of crazy bonus to stuff. If they made that worthwhile, then I think people would turn off flying to get the bonus. I think that's maybe the only way they could actually make it work. So if anyone from Blizzard is listening, and if it was someone from Blizzard, I would say it's probably Feasel. He's the only person that I can think of at Blizzard that might actually watch one of my videos. I'm not sure why, but that just crossed my mind. Anyway, Feasel, if you're listening, make a flying mode toggle and let it give people like double XP, or make it so that they get a bonus roll on all their boss kills, or something that makes turning flying off worthwhile, and make it so you can't just go switch it easily. I think War Mode has got a lot of promise to it, and I think that War Mode has made World PvP better, but I still think that there's work to do with it. So that's one thing that I liked. Another thing that I didn't like is professions. Professions are just awful right now, and they have been for a long time. I miss the way they were in Lich King or Kata or Burning Crusade. I think maybe Burning Crusade might have been best professions as far as the way that the professions were structured. Kata maybe for the type of things that they did. I hope that they kind of reboot the system, or that they really go back to the roots, because engineering right now is just such a frustrating mess, because I don't care about any of this stuff, because it's like, well, I'll make this, and then I use it up, and I've got to make another one, and another one, and another one, and they are all a huge loss to make. Look, this calculates how much profit I'll make on making one to sell it. Okay, I can make this thing and sell it. It's cool looking, but I'm pretty sure people only do this because it looks cool. Everything else, all of the useful things, you lose a ton of money by making these. It's just such a nuisance. Whereas if I go back just a few expansions, keep going. You look at Cataclysm, Tinkers, oh man, these things were so good. Why not update some of these to make them not suck? Be so cool. Take note, why not make it so that all of these are just armor type agnostic? Maybe we could then get some more colors and they'd be kind of cool for transmog. Anyway, just to sum it all up, professions are really awful, and I really hope that they fix it. I'm not leaving engineering. It's my favorite profession by far. But if you'll see, I don't care about them. Nothing has compelled me to do very much with them, and that's unfortunate, because they could be really cool. So that's all the stuff I can think of that I really don't like. Off the top of my head, the stuff that's been really great, the story, love it. I've actually really been happy with all of the Sylvanas and Saurfang dynamic, and the Alliance, and Blizzard proving a lot of my theories true with all of that. I've been really happy with that. I love the story of the zones. I like the narrative, and then the cinematics. All of that's been top notch. The zones and the quests and everything have been excellent. The world quests have even been pretty good. I'm really sick of saving turtles, and I wish that I could just kill them instead. And sometimes I do. Sometimes I let that army of crabs get up there, which is pretty great. I'd like to see world quests go to more places, like maybe some of these places. That would be pretty cool. What they're doing in Darkshore is pretty good, but I think they should expand on that. It's almost to the point where it's like, maybe instead of making more land masses, they should find more to do with the ones we already have. I don't know, maybe that's a bad idea, but it seems like it's something they should at least do some of. I've been really happy with a lot of the class changes. I hope that Guardian Druids get a treatment similar to Balanced Druids. For Battle for Azeroth, Balanced Druid is, in my opinion, by far the best iteration that there's ever been of it. It is such a good spec to play, and it's fun, and I love it. I still enjoy Guardian. I just wish that I don't know, I wish it was a little more intelligent of a spec to play, because right now it's kind of brain dead. It could do a little better, so that's a bit of a mixed bag, but overall I'm happier with the changes than not, especially since they've promised to reverse some of the global cooldown changes. I do agree that DPS cooldowns should be on the GCD. I agree with that part. I even agree that maybe some defensives should, maybe like some of the really, really strong ones, but movements and even like quick ones like Barkskin, I think should be off of it, just because they are reactive. To fix the idea of DPS cooldowns, and I keep, this is where my DPS cooldown goes, but you know, this is where I'd put the one for bear form if I had one. They took away Rage of the Sleeper. If they brought that back, that would almost fix bears. But anyway, all I need is some cool animation to start it up. When I push Incarnation, which maybe, you know, Incarnation for bears is pointless, but if I push Incarnation for something, there should be, like, I don't know, thunder that hits me, or something cool that shows that, hey, I just activated this awesome spell, now fear me. I think that would fix almost all of the problems with it, because then you're getting something really cool and it's worth the loss of 1 global cooldown. So that could be improved on. I think islanded expeditions are fun. The problem is that, well, okay, here's the other big problem in the game, now I remember, is that everything is so random that it's just killing me in my head. I'm really sick of all the randomness, and they've acknowledged this and said they want to reduce it, and I'll kind of believe it when I see it, just because that's a big move for Blizzard to reduce randomness around the place. I hope they do, but boy, it's really frustrating to chase rewards and have no idea how close you are to them. If I know that I need to save up 120,000 timeless coins, then I know what I need to do to get it. Even if I don't do it, I still know what I need to do to get it. Old PvP gear, like, I hate this. This is nonsense. Just let me spend my conquest points on whatever piece I actually want. Maybe I don't understand how this works, but it really seems like this is telling me I'm just going to get a chess piece and I don't have a choice. That's what I think this is telling me, and that sucks. This is fine. I like this. I love this. I love that large battlegrounds are separated, because then I can just queue for this one and I win more. This one is basically a death sentence for Horde. I'll make another video about a little more detail into that. The brawls have been great, blah blah blah. You know, there's a lot of stuff to like. It's just that you're constantly reminded of the things that are not so great. I love that they are giving players a choice in the whole Sarfang thing. It'll be really interesting to see how that goes. Boy, I really like that difference. That's one of the best signs that I've seen in a very long time that Blizzard's actually listening. A couple last things I want to comment on is there's been a lot of rumors going around about how the working conditions at Blizzard are terrible, or how Blizzard's losing a bunch of money, or how there's no subscribers or anything like that. First of all, I'll just say is that none of that's really solidly confirmed, or even if some of it's confirmed, it's not really all that well understood. It is so much speculation, or so much like second or third hand information. I would say just don't waste your time with it if you're looking for my advice about it. Because here's the game and they're coming out with a lot of stuff. It obviously still works. And if you think Blizzard's working conditions are bad, you know, here's a news flash for you. Any of you who are not out there in the real world working in a job or a career, stuff is like that everywhere. That's just the way the world is. For most people with most jobs, that's how things are. And it sucks, but that's just the way things are. If Blizzard really wanted to improve the conditions of what their people are like, they should probably get out of California. That would be my suggestion. And to anybody who lives in or loves California, I'm almost sorry that I said a rude thing about California, but I'm really more sorry for you for actually living there. So those are my thoughts on the matter. It just, don't even give those kind of rumors the time of day. If there's content coming out for the game and you want to play it, then congratulations, you can enjoy the game. You have my permission to simply enjoy the game no matter what other people think. If there's stuff that you cannot abide and the game has no more joy for you, you have my permission to stop playing for a while, or to play something else as a break. It's really okay. I take a break once in a while. I'll play Skyrim or Heroes of the Storm, but I keep coming back to WoW, or I don't even really leave anymore, just because I can't find another game that offers the same things that this one does, even for all its faults. The last thing I want to say is a wish list to Blizzard, just in case Feasel's still listening. Here's what I want, Blizzard, for Christmas. I want Great Father Winter to bring me more race class combinations, particularly like Forsaken Druids, like Forsaken Nightmare Druids. And I don't give a flying crap if it doesn't work in the lore. Considering all the other stuff that's just been kind of pulled out of thin air for the lore, you could manage this one. That's what I want. Why? Because it's my favorite race and my favorite class. That's the whole reason. It's totally selfish. The other thing that I want is something to fix flying and to make people go back to the old world in a way that they care about. Maybe that's a holy grail, or maybe it's a red herring. Who knows? But that's what I want. And the last thing I want is my artifact weapons back, and that system to be improved and iterated on instead of reimagined as this nonsense. I understand we'll probably have this for the rest of the expansion, whatever. But in 9.0, when we have the next expansion, then I'd like my artifact weapon back. And I think the next expansion should be all about time walking, because that's a cool thing to explore, and that would give us a reason to get all of our artifact weapons back if they really wanted something like that. And maybe that's how we, weaken or defeat the old gods, as we go into the past and mess them up. We side with the infinite dragonflight, who's our friends all along or something. I don't know. And that would also allow another thing I want. I want to be able to go back to the vanilla version of all these zones in the retail game. I want to be able to go back to old school. Where'd it go? Here it is. Old school Ungoro Crater and do the Lincoln's Adventure quest. Oh, I still haven't done this. How embarrassing. I want to be able to go do that. But I want to do it here in the live game through time walking. That's what I want to do. Not a dungeon, just time walking to all sorts of places. I think that would be really cool. But anyway, I've rambled on long enough. I hope everyone's enjoying Battle for Azeroth, at least a little. And I hope that people will realize that it doesn't have to be perfect. All you have to do is like it enough to want to log in and play. I think that there's a lot of promising things coming in the future. If you haven't seen that, watch the What's Next panel from BlizzCon for World of Warcraft. That gave me a whole lot of hope for some of the things that are frustrating right now. But even with all the frustrating things, I'm still having a good time. Maybe it's a good thing that I have less time to play now because I don't have enough time to get frustrated or bored as much. Or maybe I've just managed my expectations enough to enjoy the game, even if it's not as good as it once was in some way. So that's how I feel about Battle for Azeroth. Because of my limited time to make videos, if you guys want, let me know what sort of things are most valuable for you. So if I'm going to make videos infrequently, let me know what kind of things you want to see so I can make sure and do those things more and make sure that I'm getting the kind of content that people actually value. Because if nobody wants to hear my thoughts on Battle for Azeroth, then I really just kind of wasted everybody's time for the past hour. But if that's what you want, then let me know. That would be really cool. Anyway, that's about all I have to say for that. Okay, thanks, bye.